By the end of this, you will look back and be like, oh my God. All the warning signs are there.
If he were to make a hybrid of two copyrighted characters, the resulting admixture wouldn't be copyrighted, and thus, it had to be acceptable. The CD dubbed Christians...
Look, you can go through and you can do like your Wings of Redemptions, your low tier gods, your DSPs, your fucking Boogie 2988s, all that shit. You go, but it's nothing next to Chris Chan.
I can already see he's going to mix Pikachu with Sonic the Hedgehog, right?
Yep.
Okay, what would you call that? What would you call that?
Yeah, what would you call it? Okay, let me paint the scene for you. You're an autistic kid. You have all that childhood stuff that they showed. You're obsessed with Pokemon and Sonic, and you've created a... As you can see what that is. What do you call it?
Aponic. Sonic and Pikachu.
Okay. Good guess, good guess.
Favorite hits would feature a picture of Chris himself alongside a few OCs of his, but with one unforeseen addition, the one and only SONICHU, a mixture of
SONICHU.
That's all Clifton Moss's...
Oh, wait.
It's Clifton Moss's head. He's like,
Oh, no.
Moss knows where this is going now.
I do know Chris Chan. Fuck.
Moss has just had his Rain Man moment. Where he's just
I do know.
All those SONICHU jokes people have made towards you, now it's just clicked in his head.
No. I know who Chris Chan is now.
Don't spoil it, man, because Rhino and Blabs don't.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
I do. I just told you I do.
You don't know the story, though.
Yeah,
Like
she's
the
going to get him on
Hedgehog
the
and
show.
Pikachu. He commented on this moment, saying, "It dawned on me at that moment after lunch, much like the random creation of Bionic the Hedgehog during basketball practice in my freshman year, SONICHU just bursted right into my imagination. A blur at first, but then it became more clear and came together very well. So as swiftly as the creation of Bionic, I drew SONICHU on paper from imagination. Then I drew him on my currently open Photoshop program. After checking with my teacher and my father, who is big on copyrights and whatnot, SONICHU was legal then, and still is, and only mine. So soon after, the CD cover was made, printed, and passed with an A+ grade. And just like that, things would never, ever be the same. Soon after SONICHU's conceptualization, Chris would immediately start making homemade SONICHU merchandise as if he was a real character. One of the girls that went to his birthday party, Kelly, received a SONICHU sweater Chris had made. Though it's a virtual certainty, she had no idea what kind of psychotic horror he was dealing with at the time. Chris's creative streak would continue to manifest through another assignment he had to do.
Sweet?
Yeah, I gave her a sweater.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
I've never been given a sweater before.
Let's make a mark of
Well,
this. Everyone
you
keep
don't
that in
want
mind
that
that Blabs just said that.
Oi, Chris Chan, hook your girl up, Blabs.
I don't
Wherein
get
he'd
it. What I
have to
say
document a week of his high school
wrong?
life, which he would dub A Week with Christian Chandler. The cover art is a picture of him wearing an Ash Ketchum hat with his dog, Patty. Above it is the title scribbled in Chris's incomprehensible handwriting, while underneath is the most menacing drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog ever made. This pattern of randomly drawing Sonic's head continued through the project. As in the first page of this assignment, we have this rendition of Sonic looking like he's been run over by a Japanese bullet train. As for the actual contents of...
Bro, a 3-hour video on this dude? Yes.
I've been told this is the short end.
Yeah, this is the
This is-
shortest
No,
version.
this is the middle ground.
Middle
Yeah.
ground.
Wait, what's the
paper.
speed
It sounds
on
like
this
pretty
thing?
1.25.
Oh my god, we're
Don't
actually gonna be
a
here for
week
3
with
hours?
Chris helping his parents
Yeah.
move,
You-
sleeping
you
during
could go to
class, playing
1.5,
Pokemon, and
I
reading
reckon.
R.L. Stein books.
I think it
It's
might
a
be
bit
too
fast
fast.
already.
Yeah.
My
We
bad.
gotta
Most
keep in
aspects
mind
of his
Moss's
life kept a
brain
monotonous
cells.
rhythm. SONICHU festered in the deepest crevices of Christian's mind, taking on a myriad of different forms such as Dark SONICHU, Surfing SONICHU, and Snowboarding SONICHU. A man for all
Snowboarding!
seasons. By June, Chris graduated from high school, though it was not a good experience for him. In his Wikipedia autobiography, he said, "Graduation for me was a sad one then. I only got recognized for my grades with a star pin, yet they had more fancier awards for more important qualities. I should have been highly recognized for my artistic talents I showed in many art classes for the award ceremonies before graduation day. I felt crestfallen greatly from not getting recognized for any of my talents. I excelled in math too, for the love of God. I had gotten over the award ceremony on the graduation day,
he's
but to add
bitter.
lemon juice to an open wound, it was dark and rainy that day, and they handed out more talented awards right before handing out any diplomas. When I went up there to get mine, I was feeling depressed, upset, crestfallen, and ticked off. When the award was handed to me, I took it without looking anyone in the eye, and I did not shake anyone's hand. I just walked back to my
you're
seat in the
pissed
graduating
off.
crowd. Then, soon after, I just walked the wrong way up the center aisle, found an isolated table, and cried myself out. My mother found me later and comforted me. My father was so ashamed of the way I acted, and he would later still be angry at recalling the moment. Tiffany also found me and gave me a caring amount of condolences back there. I gave her a plush Psyduck as a graduating gift.
There you go, Sitme. There's a Psyduck.
Ew.
Beforehand. But I left out two other reasons why I felt crestfallen at graduation. I never got the chance to ask Kelly out on a date, and more importantly, that I was leaving all my close gal friends behind. Soon after finishing high school, Chris would enroll in a community college.
There's a profile picture for you.
Looks
At
like
this point, his
Mozzo.
priorities
Dude,
were
that-
set to.
Mozzo.
In CWC's
Dude, that looks
Poke
like the
site, he announced
photo
that a dedicated
of a
SONICHU
fucking
page was in the
serial
works,
killer.
and a logo for it was released.
Not good.
His indelible originality follows SONICHU and RoseChu with Chikachu and Meichu, the female
Oh my
versions of
God.
Pikachu and Raichu, respectively. Though what function these pieces of OC serve is completely
Rhino, God is not here.
Oh, wow.
No. In October, the SONICHU site goes live, and it looks about how you'd expect. Zero improvement whatsoever in website creation since CWC's Poke site 2.
Jesus.
As a matter of fact, the SONICHU website is mostly a carbon copy of the Poke site, mostly containing recycled material from it. At around the same time, Chris decides to further his commitment to the SONICHU IP and makes a Crayola medallion of SONICHU's head with his mouth covered with red sauce.
I received a message from Extra Zero. He says this. I'll buy him, referring to you, Mozza, I'll buy him Space Marine 2 if we get him a SONICHU medallion and he wears it on stream for a month. So just don't answer yet. Don't answer
No.
yet. Don't answer yet. Don't answer yet.
What am
He
I,
stayed on an order of
Derby?
glizzies.
No.
At the tail end of that year, he creates SONICHU's female counterpart, RoseChu, which is basically just Amy Rose from Sonic the Hedgehog with little, if any, changes to her appearance. All of this marks the beginning of Chris's rapidly deteriorating mental health, as his obsession kept growing into unhealthy and straight up odd directions, and he started putting on significant amounts of weight. Though the first half of 2001 was mostly uneventful, Chris began working at a Wendy's in August, his job description being cleaning trays, tables, and carpet/tile flooring, keeping the place neat, and serving
And the
customers
leftover
with kind,
food,
understanding help.
obviously.
Just a couple of months after he was hired, however, he was let go. Chris claims this was due to emotional differences and that a manager had a spike on his shoulder against him. Over time, more concrete reasons for his dismissal began surfacing, such as drawing a coworker of his as an ugly Pokemon, or making a child cry by doing a terrifying
Now
impression
show
of Donald
him.
Duck. Regardless, he made a total of $500 off the job before being fired. 2002 was a pretty uneventful year for Chris Chan's standards, with nothing much happening besides him turning 20 and developing a nigh unexplainable seething hatred
Jesus fucking Christ. Chris Chan's beginning makes me think he's a berserk character. Guts and Femto should be happy Chris Chan's not there. They'd all be looking at it and being like, nah.